really needs no introduction. You know her face, you know her name, Sally Hayes. She's been featured on our show for quite a long time. We were just talking 8 years, and you've heard all about permanent makeup, and now it is time that you take the plunge and do it. So we want to know more about you, Sally. How long have you been doing this?
30 years this year.
30 years.
Yep, it's a great service just to offer women for convenience.
Yeah, how many faces in that 30 years do you think you've done?
Tens of thousands.
And so for those who don't know what permanent makeup is, maybe they want to explore further. What is permanent makeup?
It's cosmetic tattooing. It's just like getting a tattoo on your body, only it's for your face, and you want it to be undetectable.
Right. So a lot of ladies who've come on this show who've had this done, they said, you know what, it saves me so much time. Why do a lot of women decide to do permanent makeup?
Well, a lot of people have trouble seeing, like they can't put on their makeup without having on their glasses, or they're in a magnifying mirror and it's hard for them to draw their brows on. So usually people come in because they want eyebrows or they can't put on their eyeliner.
Yeah.
Of course, then I'm going to show them everything.
Right,
so.
and you've been in this industry for such a long time, before people were really doing permanent makeup.
Well, you know, I owned a hair salon way before I did permanent makeup for years, so I've been in the beauty business all my life, really.
Yeah, and so then when you have a woman who comes in and says, you know what, I just want to enhance a little something, I want to do a little of this, a little of that, you convince them, you know what, why not just do your entire face?
Well, you know what, I don't really push anybody into doing it, but I take a pencil and I'll show them how they look. And I mean, when you look at before and you look at after, now with the camera phones, it's so easy to take their before picture and take their after picture so they have something to look at. It's like, why don't you want to save time?
Right. Why don't you want to make it easy? Okay, now we're looking at it before and after. Talk about this client. What did you do?
This is actually Barbara Hoffman, and she's a really pretty lady, and she just wanted minimal makeup done, and she doesn't have to do anything. I mean, she looks great, and I did her brows, her eyes, and her lips.
So now she really is wash and go. She really doesn't have anything to do.
In fact, it's a time that I see her again.
Yeah. So how do you decide the colors that you use? Because this beautiful, she's a blonde.
This gal's actually a hairdresser, and I've known her for about 10 years. And she's a blonde, and one year she dyed her hair red. And so her makeup was done for her blonde.
There she is.
Here she is as a redhead.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter when you pick color to skin tone. It makes no difference what color hair you have.
Right. I want to go back to the blonde. Same girl. I want everyone at home to understand that. She was blonde naturally, but she changed her hair, but her face still looks beautiful.
Exactly, and her makeup still harmonizes with her skin.
All right, so when someone comes in to see you who maybe has already had permanent makeup done, what colors have you seen over the years?
Oh, Lord. Lavender, green, gray. Gray seems to be the color of the choice for people to come in with their eyebrows and they want them fixed.
How do you go about that?
You know, the easiest thing to do is I refer them out to a couple places that they can have them removed. Because once you've got a bad color on your eyebrow and you add something else to it, you make mud.
Right.
So you really want to have a clean slate if possible. Sometimes I can do it. You know, sometimes it's so light you can do a little color correction. But when they're dark or they're the wrong shape, it's just easier to start over.
It's a tedious process for you, and I'm sure you're like, why did you do this? But we've seen it on this show. You've corrected some pretty bad-looking brows in your time. Well, I want to give you some information. Thank you so much, Sally. If you want to book a consultation, contact Sally Hayes Permanent Makeup. The address is on your screen, 10201 North Scottsdale Road. That is in Scottsdale. 480-951-0539 is the number to call, or visit her website at permanentmakeup.com.